Hello, Little Squid League. Alright, here we go. We have LUTI Div 6 World. I'm here with Milk. I am Lord Esper. And we are watching Cuddlefish Bay versus Nightmares on Spot Zones Wahoo. What do you have to say about Spot Zones Wahoo? Like, what's your opinion on that?
If I don't see a tent, because tent's really strong on this map, you can push through the right side or mid really easily. And something you will always see is someone will always try to flank on that right side. So as long as one of these teams will watch that, they're going to be good. They're going to be in an automatic 4v3 since that one person's being called out and most likely spotted.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's my question. Not all teams will flank to the right or flank to the left for them, rather. So I'm wondering if there is going to be a left flank from either team. I also see that in the graphic, Wahoo World has the Fresh Fish guy. That is best outfit, if I had to say so myself. Now let's see. The only thing is, even if no one flanks to your right, it is still worthwhile to watch it just in case. Because if you don't watch it and a flank ends up happening, that is, you're basically a man down, and they have control of your right for free, where you can't really provide any resistance. Anyways, double backline combo.
So this, I forgot. Nightmare is gonna have a very hard time pushing in, but if they do get a push in, they will have an easy time taking control of the zone.
That is true, but the problem always is pushing in. Not only that, but it's not impossible for the other team to just take them out and then just hold zone on their own.
Yeah, but we already see each trade coming out in favor of Nightmares as they do have hold zone. But the K-Pro is going to go down. Bubbles do come out, but this might be zone take actually.
Yeah.
No, never mind. Nightmares is holding out, but nice bubble kill as Cuddlefish Bay does take control of the zone and starting to push up and make a push of themselves.
Mm-hmm. You see the Charger here getting pressured, but it's okay. Nightmares ends up taking the zone. Things are fine. They just push up the zone. We got the back lines just set up over here. The splash is here, but they're gonna be forced out of zone. Let's see what's gonna happen now.
Yeah, especially you have to watch that ledge there because a lot of frontline weapons like to flank around. They try to catch them off guard. But as we see, Nightmares is holding onto the zone. The Booyah Bomb does come out to stop a push. There are missiles out, and bubbles are out too. That is 2 down for Nightmares as Cuddlefish Bay does take zone.
That was just an interesting play over there. Just nice for them, but nice for Cuddlefish Bay to get the zone. Now let's see.
Now, as you see, they are taking the plot and they are taking court. Two very strong positions. As that makes sure that enemy team has no paint to go in with. But that is 1 down. Eliter is down, and you see Cuddlefish Bay is just holding their plat very effectively. But as I say that, there is a bubble, and the bubble might be able to push in zone by themselves. They do get one. But the bubbles on the other team do come out, but Nightmares is going to keep control of zone. They do keep it, as we see one on Cuddlefish Bay is going to get spotted out, and maybe you have to move.
They do have to jump out. They were going to get pincered over there. They say no longer, everyone just would have collapsed on them.
Yeah.
Let's see, the missile's going to be popped. Let's see, Cuddlefish Bay should be pushing up on that. They're trying.
There are missiles, there are bubbles, and a Booyah Bomb. That is going to be zone. And they don't get the inkjet jump. That was going to be a very important pick if they were to get that. As now Cuddlefish Bay on the defensive. But Nightmares do go 1 down. And now this may be a push for the other team. As I say that, bubbles do come out again.
I do think here that where is it? Oh, I thought Nightmares didn't have lead. Anyways, let's see.
Yeah, as you see, this is what Nightmares want. They want that heavy to put on that forward pressure while the E-Leader is staying in zone. The E-Leader being there puts a lot of pressure on the side of Cuddlefish Bay as it makes sure that they can't go this one place. They're making sure that Cuddlefish Bay has to push right through mid. But as I say that may be lead or maybe game. That is game for Nightmares.
And it was a very well fought game indeed. Interesting to watch.
It was well fought. But like I just said, once Nightmare got a good control of zone, they were just able to hold it and keep Cuddlefish Bay back.
Mm-hmm. And while what was impressive though was not exactly what they were strong with, but when they were forced out of zone, they were still able to come back in again. That was nice. Doing what your comp is vulnerable or weak to.
Yeah, those bubbles on the side of Nightmares really save the game for them, as anytime the bubbles went out, there's at least one pick, and then they use the other bubbles to capitalize on that zone.
All right, next here we got Rainmaker and Starfish. Anything you have to say about that map mode?
Rainmaker, I will always say this, Rainmaker can end in 30 minutes or 5 minutes. There's no in between. Especially on this map, that choke point, if a team can get through that, that's like a good, you get down to like 40 or 35. If they can get past that choke point, they can just hold for the rest of the game, and that'd be really hard to come back from.
It's interesting if you end up getting through the choke point, but having to just want to make sure we're on the same page. The choke point would be like the areas next to snipe, correct? Yeah. There are situations where you end up having to hold on pit. People don't like doing that for obvious reasons, but since you can just spam bombs into pit, and then whoever's in their pit is just going to get bombed eventually. So people will tend to just take their Rainmaker forward.
But we'll have to see what these teams pull out for the second game on Rainmaker Starfish.
Yeah, I do think that we should see a pretty good amount of lethals. Double backline again.
No comp changes from either team, so they seem confident in what they're doing.
I'm wondering, is that E-Leader just a flat-out E-Leader main? Because I wouldn't expect to see E-Leader here. I'd expect to see C-Jet.
Yeah, but I think them playing E-Leader shows that they don't have to be as close as a Jet Squad needs to be to put on that pressure. Yes, they do lose that rate, but if that E-Leader can just scare off their opponents, it'd be impossible for them to push. As I say, that choke point is already, Cuddlefish is already trying to make a play through. But as we see, the junior on the side of Cuddlefish just spamming torpedoes. That's how you make a charger move. You spam them with bombs. You have to make sure they can't sit up and stay comfortable.
You have to realize that while that charger's getting spammed with bombs, they weren't able to really keep up good amounts of pressure. They weren't really able to realistically snipe anyone. Just spamming torpedoes at them was just very nice. Unluckily though, the rest of the team just wasn't able to take up the other teammates, the enemy team.
Nightmares try to get past that choke point, but they don't. Nice flank by Nat to get the pick. He doesn't get the double, but now Nightmares has a chance to Nightmares might actually just make another push, as they are 2 down though. Wait, yeah, Nightmares. Oh, but the bubbles do come out. Gets a double.
Unfortunate, but what is it? Already forgot the name.
Nice snipe at that E-Leader.
Yeah, very nice.
But Nat on this flank, he does get 1, he does get 2, making the last one have to back away.
Just checking. Names is not one of my strong suits. I keep thinking CB means clamplets. You remember what the name's called?
Cuddlefish Bay?
Cuddlefish Bay, correct. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was very okay. That bubble combo, those bubbles came in actual clutch. They are the whoever has the bubbles, the K Junior, was the one who actually just held that push.
He made that push possible.
Well,
and here are the bubbles from Cuddlefish Bay. They might get lead. They do get lead. Oh, this might
knock it out. They will knock it out, and there we go.
Wow.
I think
from Nightmares having complete control to one good 3 down, and then Cuddlefish Bay just went with it and ran. Literally.
If we look at the comps from both teams, we see that Cuddlefish Bay actually has a much faster comp than Nightmares, and it's just
oh my bad. You can
mainly because the fact that they only have one backline, a fast backline, be it a Splatling, whereas the Nightmares has both an E-Leader and a Splatling. And because of that, Cuddlefish Bay is able to capitalize on more openings and do more with those openings.
So now let's talk about our next game, Clan Blitz Mako Mart. What are your thoughts on this?
Let me see. On this map, it's Interesting. Sloshers tend to do pretty well here, just because they have a lot of ledges they can just slosh onto. Carbons can do fine. I would say I'm unsure about what Nightmares is going to do, because they seem like they seem like the team that always runs a leader. Normally, you flat out just never see leaders in Rainmaker. You only really see them in splat zones. So I'm wondering if they're going to bring that out in clams. As for their splatling, they might switch to Gnaw or Mini just to be faster, but there's still a chance that they just won't do that and we'll still just see Gnaw and splatling.
Yeah, that double backline will punish them on Clam Blitz, because on this map, it's very, very fast. Like, before you realize it, they can be down at like 40.
Okay, the
as you
splatling
said,
does...
there's a Nautilus.
Yep. Let's see. I'm noticing there are 3 stealth jumps on the side of Nightmares. That's actually pretty interesting. Wonder why.
Yeah, they're trying. They want to get one person in and then have everyone else jump to them with, no, not a power, but at least a couple clams in, so they can keep the push going. As I say, that Nightmares does go 1 down, as this Splash is just stuck in this corner, not able to move. He may be able to get out. He does not jump out.
He was caught out too quick. I'd say he could have jumped a bit sooner, but I think he just really wanted the pick.
Yeah, but Cuddlefish Bay already, with the bubbles and a ball, they do get the first score, but they have no follow-up.
They did have some follow-up, but the rest of Nightmares just collapses in on the rest of the team and just takes him out.
Yeah, but for a first pushing Clam Blitz, you want it. I always say this: you want to get it under 60, because that will take 2 powers in order to take the lead. But as we see, May on this flat lane gets a double, just pushing back Nightmares, making sure they cannot take mid.
May is in a fairly strong... I say that and now they're dead. Okay. Well, there is a flank happening on the left, and the leader shuts it down.
Commentator's curse.
All right,
Yeah,
well, let's
Nightmares
see.
has the opportunity to make their own push, as there is a rain coming out. This E-Leader does have 8 clams. If they just 2 more, they may be able to get a at least solid push going. They do get it, but the bubbles, again, for the side of Nightmares, are Cuddlefish Bay come out, and they do stop that push.
Honestly, I just feel like the problem with that push was it was just too slow. Like, even past like their comp, it just took them a while for them to actually make that ball. Yeah, they could have done so much more if they just made that ball sooner.
Yeah, as we again, Nightmares is pushing. They do take lead and gets to 68.
Yeah, they do get a
decent push.
Yeah, like it is at least they get lead with that. Let's see. Here we see them they're just set up on the left. They want to look for a way in, but the bubbles are not going to allow that. They just need to defend this push now. Yeah,
the junior is weak. They do get the bubble pop. It's just one inside Nightmares, and that is the lead. They get their cramp points under 48. They're at 46 now. A good push outside of Cuddlefish Bay, and they keep going, getting it all the way down to 28.
But this open opportunity is closing. But someone is coming in, and no, they get taken out. They were asking for a bit too much.
Yeah, those bubbles, again, coming in clutch inside of Nightmares, just not allowing Cuddlefish Bay to make a push. As I say that, the junior just tried to go in. He does get picked off. The Knot also gets picked off. So now, Nightmares is in a 2-down situation here. And this is not what you want to see. They're 40 points down, 2 down, or they were 2 down, so now they're on their back foot. With their comp, they want to try to push up. But as I say that, Cuddlefish Bay do go 2 down, but another 2-for-2 trade.
That was very interesting to see that. I'm gonna say just the fight from the splash choke was kind of just lost from the start. They just happened to take a bad fight, which happens. You had no way of predicting that. Now let's see. Here, everyone just seems to be looking for picks, looking for some kind of opening. But I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Cuddlefish Bay might win this. Never mind. I am eating my words right now.
Yeah, but they don't have any clams. They don't have a power, so that opening just might go away right away.
It might. I honestly think that might be what happened. Just look at that. We have 5 clams here. Someone else is.
They have a power. Oh, yeah, they do. But they do go down. Yeah, they didn't have enough clams. They only had 6 clams when that push started. So them not having clams just that push wasn't going to go anywhere since they had nothing to break the basket with.
Nope. It was just a pointless push.
I think there are 45 seconds left. So Nightmares had to do something here. They're down by 40. They need a really big push in order to at least get back in this game. As Cuddlefish Bay, again, just holding mid control, but making sure that Nightmares cannot move.
This Ancient goes down. They're looking for a pick. But the bubbles, Oh no, someone was over here. They don't get taken down. Okay. See, this Flash is just looking for something. They know something needs to happen. There's like 10 seconds left, and no, the Cuddlefish Bay is going to break the basket. No. This is horrible for Nightmares. Can they recover from this? I think they have a shot.
They gotta stop anyone from scoring a single clam in.
They do not.
Yeah, on the side of Nightmares, there was no aggression happening. The one time they tried to get a push going, they had no clams. But when they actually got a push going, they didn't have enough clams to support it, and like they were way too slow with getting a push going. Good job by Cuddlefish Nightmares capitalize on those mistakes, or Cuddlefish Bay capitalize on those mistakes and making sure they're punished for it.
Just very, very well played. Now let's see. What we got next is Zones and Manta. I'm gonna say, despite the fact E-Leader is very strong here, I personally am not a big fan of the double backline because you just don't have. You're not only able to take advantage of less opportunities, but when you do take advantage of those opportunities, it's also just not as effective. I honestly think that the double backline problem, coupled with the fact that Manta Maria is very strong for Splatlings, means I have my coins are in favor of Cuddlefish Bay for Zones Manta.
Yeah, double backline. The main issue with it is you don't have the aggression that you need on zones. That can be like it's less so because it's a stationary object. It's stationary like objective. So having double backline makes sense, but if both your backlines aren't like on top of their game and make sure they know where people are and where each other is, that's not going to work since you won't have no aggression to push back into zone if you do get pushed out.
I am noticing though, the Nightmares backline is trying to play like a Slayer, which helps. They're playing as like a midline Slayer, but I'm still wondering, like, because a Splatling is still an anchor. They're running double anchor, two weapons that are meant to slow down a team. So I am wondering just what's going to be happening.
My first thought is that Heavy, they want to play more a supportive role. Like, they want to have their E-Leader behind them to help, but be close enough to their frontliners where they can put on the pressure from a safer distance than something like a Forge or CDS or Bamboo.
Perhaps. Actually, no. Bamboo actually outranges Splatling. You need to put on a bit of MPU if you want Splatling to equal the range of Bamboo, or surpass it if you want. So maybe it's just a little quirk of Nightmares, but I mean, if they made it to Worlds, like not Worlds,
Quarterfinals.
If they made it to quarterfinals, they have to be worth something.
Yeah, making it here shows that, hey, we have this thing that we've been practicing, and we can make it work. Yes, it may put us at a low disadvantage, but we can make it work if we play up to the level that we have been playing to get up to this point.
Well, now let's see. Seems to be taking a bit for the things to actually start. So someone's probably swapping members right now.
Looks like it's on the side of Nightmares that's switching members. So this may push Nightmares towards a more aggressive. This may make it so they have to play more forward up.
They're probably swapping out one of their backlines. Either would work. I prefer if the E-Leader is swapped, just because it's Manta, and Manta is kind of a map built for Splatlings. But you can You don't have to. Like, I make leader work on Manta, and it's great.
Yeah, I have experience playing against it where they're on that above one of the plat areas on the side, and I get hit from mid, and I'm wondering how did he hit that or where did that come from?
For me, I like to stand on the the grates when I'm on Manta Maria, on that mast, and it's just
Yeah,
like when I'm locking out, it's just you can't come in or risk getting shot.
Yeah, that's a very scary position to try to push in. As someone who plays like Rapid and Slosher, if a charger or a splatling is up there, they're not gonna let you go. Like if they see you, you are dead.
Yeah, especially one that can just land for a charger, or even like a splatling. A splatling still needs to aim. Like those that can pretty reliably land their shots. It's just, you're not going anywhere. They need to die.
Yeah.
Apparently, one of the Nightmares members is having net issues. That's the problem. So there is going to be no swapping.
All right. So I think we've talked a lot about zones, man. So why don't we move on to the next game, which is going to be tower control on the Reef.
Sure. Let's see. Okay. Personal thing for me with the Reef. So I know chargers are really bad on the Reef. I know you shouldn't pick a charger on the Reef. I know that I should be picking C-Jet instead of like whatever charger for Reef. Oh, Firefin. But for me, the really interesting thing is my hero charger on the Reef is actually really good. I managed to land a really good amount of shots and some really nice shots. Like I can, for some reason, I can aggro charger on the Reef, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, the Reef seems to be a very anti-charger map, as that bridge area makes it kind of hard to hit your shots. Anyone on the other side, the street area on that, and having on their plat having that little sign there, it seems like it's very hard to like get a clear angle or clear shot at someone.
Well, but anyways, we do have to talk about Manta now because the match is gonna start soon. Right now they're just selecting their weapons. So here's my question. We talked about Nightmares, what they're gonna do. What do you think Cuddlefish Bay is gonna do?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They went the same comp 2 games in a row, and it's worked for them.
That is true.
I don't see much of a comp change. Yes, they did lose the earlier Zones game. Oh no, they won the earlier Zones game. My bad. No, they lost it.
Yeah, they lost it.
So even though they did lose the earlier Zones game, they won the next 2. So with the same comp. So I believe that Cuddlefish Bay will stay the same comp since it's working for them.
It is. Like, I don't really have any real problems with Cuddlefish Bay's comp. Like, it's a pretty stock standard backline comp. Actually, no. The K Junior is not stock standard. Never mind.
Yeah, well, we have to see if they do bring out the same comp as we are getting right back into the game.
Well, let's see. Let's look at their comps, though. So we see, yeah, a pretty standard comp. And, yeah, a Nightmare comp.
Backline stays. Yeah, but as you see, the Junior onside of Cuddlefish Bay went to the regular Junior instead of the K Junior. So no bubbles, but an armor instead.
I do see the, the K-Shot is planning to go aggro instead of support K-Shot. It's going to be interesting to see how they do.
As you say that, he does go down. That's 2 down for Cuddlefish Bay. As Nightmares, there is a flank. He does get the kill, but he does go down as Nightmares does have early control of zone.
And that is going to be interesting. You mentioned in the first Splatstones game that with double backline, you just need to get control of zone once, and then you have a really strong control of it. Now let's see. But I think this control is about to wane, despite, I don't know, Cuddlefish Bay is 1 down, but they might get another. They do, but
the heavy gets the big. Oh, but that is 3 down. It's just the E-leader. The E-leader being as far back as I don't think he takes zone, but no one on Cuddlefish Bay is there. But there is the Junior on their zone, and they do cap the zone for Cuddlefish Bay.
The Junior one knows that someone's going to be on bunker. They wanted to stop the Octoshot, but no, their bomb missed. So they aren't going to challenge an Octoshot as a Junior.
And you see Nightmares. The K-Shot, or the T-Tech does get a pick. trying to get this heavy. But he gets a random pick on the pro. As
On the K
now,
actually.
this Nightmares might be able. They do get zone, but as the Booyah Bomb does come out on their zone, one does fall off the map, and Nightmares they might even give up zone here.
They probably do. Yeah. Cuddlefish Bay just takes zone. I do see the leader actually just standing on Sneaky a lot. That seems to just be where they want to be. But I'm wondering, the pro's going to be taking control of their No, they're not. They're just leaving bunker. Huh.
Yeah, especially if you have zone, you want to get that bunker. You want to make sure that sniper cannot, lifeline cannot stay there. I'd say that it is 1-for-1 trade. As Nightmares trying to push in, Inkjet barely gets picked. As the pro does get a double kill, and now Cuddlefish Bay, they do take zone. As again, it's only the E-Leader. Nightmares is consistently going 3 down. As now the E-Leader just can't really do anything. As exactly like I said, the K-Shot is gonna take that jump, and he is gonna get in their street, just putting on a lot of pressure here.
That is good. Let's see. K-Shot just comes back. They notice that their right plat needs help, or the left plat, their plat, enemy plat, whatever.
Yeah, but there is a Booyah Bomb and a double Inkjet coming up for the Nightmares, but it looks like not gonna cap zone as one is flanking.
Oh no, this is gonna be bad for the Octashot. No, no, this is bad for the K-Shot.
Oh, the reversal as Nightmares is trying. It does take zone, a 3v3 situation here, and again, these Cuddlefish Bay just sitting there on their street. They're not being pressured. They're just able to paint zone, back up a little bit when they're getting pressured, and go back to painting the zone.
We do see though, Cuddlefish Bay should be pushing up fairly fine, despite the fact they're 1 down. No, never mind.
Or 2 down.
They are going to be pushed back.
Bomb might be able to take zone. One is flanking. Does get the T-Tech does get a pick as the pro on this bunker. It has to play it safe because that heavy, like I said, on those grades is very strong, but he does get a trade out of it.
There's a flank going off right here, but we saw that they were just 1v2'd, and you know, it's kind of hard winning a 2v1 or 1v2 rather, 1v2.
The Cuddlefish Bay is now pushing into zone. They do take it as Nightmares trying to put up this fight. There is 1 down for Cuddlefish Bay, and that is 2 down, maybe 3 down. If this sniper can get this Junior, he doesn't. Junior has to back away. As we see now, Nightmares, they need to push up. They need to get control of their bunker. They need to get control of their street, because if they don't, they sit where they are. They're not gonna advance. That all Cuddlefish Bay needs to do is push in once, and they have zone control again.
All right, now let's see what the Inkjet can get done. They did force the Splatling over on the left side to move out a bit, but I'm really wondering if that Inkjet was worth it.
Well, it might have been, because now Nightmares does take the lead as it's heavy on the match, trying to put up as much pressure as they can, but there's another Booyah Bomb coming out. Nightmares, they don't, Cuddlefish Bay trying to get zone, they don't have control of both zones, so they're not going to counter, not going to take down.
And now they do.
Yeah, but now Nightmares has one final chance to get a push going, as the Junior does go in their street, and they do get a kill, and that might just be game for Cuddlefish Bay.
Well, actually, no, it won't be. They have to get. No, because they don't have the lead right now.
Oh, okay. That is 1 down for the side of Cuddlefish Bay. This may be 2 down. That is 2 down. Maybe 3 down. If they can get the pick, that's 3 down, and that might just be game for Nightmares. The Junior does not stay alive, and that is a 2-2 tie for the set so far.
It seems like Nightmare's strongest mode is zones. Like, they seem to have zones pretty well figured out.
Yeah, I think, like I keep saying, that double backline, if they can get in, yes, it's going to be hard to get in. Nice shot by the T-Tech getting 18 kills there. If the both backlines get set up, it can be very, very hard to push in. Yes, Cuddlefish Bay did get a few pushes in, but ultimately, Nightmares had stronger pushes that lasted longer.
Yeah, it's just Nightmare's comp tended to work pretty well for zones, but I'm wondering how well it's going to work for the other modes. We're going to see it on Tower Control Reef, so perhaps they can make the same thing happen for Tower Control, but I'm not 100%. Tower Control is... Zones only worked, in my opinion, because they were allowed to just sit there. Tower does not allow you to do that.
Yeah, for the other 3 modes, all of that moving objectives. So Nightmare's comp is gonna have a inherent disadvantage on those modes since the double backline, they can't just sit in one place and hope for the best. They have to be the ones that aggress. They have to be the ones that push up. If they don't, then there's gonna be held at one point as the tower, in this case, is gonna push through the first, second, and third checkpoint.
I also want to say, with Reef not being a very charger-friendly map, it is especially so for leader. Like this map tends to have a lot of close quarters engagements, and that is not something chargers and especially a leader can handle. A Splatling could handle it. A charger cannot.
Yeah, but as we see, Cuddlefish Bay again sticking with that same comp. They are comfortable with it and they are staying with it.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Ooh, but there's one down for Cuddlefish Bay. The missiles do come out, but Nightmares do take control of the tower, trying to get to the first checkpoint, but the K-shot on the side of Cuddlefish Bay does get a pick. That's the other side of Nightmares, as now they can get a push of their own started. Oh, never mind.
Nice snipe from the leader. Let's see.
And now Elite is being pushed back by this K-shot, but they do have support to help them.
That is true, but let's. Oh. The leader was getting missiled, but they used that building over to the right of them to just block those missiles. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen anyone do that.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah, that is true. All right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they couldn't get anything more, but I don't think. Let's see.
Yeah, Cuddlefish does get lead, but only by 8 points. That's gonna be gone really, really quickly if Nightmares can get a good pick, as they do.
Yeah, I honestly do think Nightmare's gonna have no problem just getting to this lead. We see the Splatling and the Junior just on tower, just trying to quickly get through.
That is 2 down, but the E-Leader being right behind it is able to push a little more, but that's 3 down. They have to get off tower. They have to jump out.
I don't think they care. They just want points.
Well, that is good, but now it's a 3v4 situation now.
Yeah.
Cuddlefish Bay can just push up, and there's nothing Nightmares can really do about it.
All right, let's see. We do see the Splatling is close to their specials, but Cuddlefish Bay is going to get theirs first, and they're going to push in with those.
Yeah, there is a Booyah Bomb in their clothes. A pick does come down on the side of Nightmares, as that's 2v2 now.
And now there's the lead gone. And there's a messed up Booyah Bomb.
Yeah, see, another Booyah Bomb is being popped. Just trading Booyah Bombs back and forth as now Cuddlefish Bay is still pushing the tower. Yes, they're not getting points, but keeping the tower there stalls for time. As now Nightmares has less time to work with to get a push going.
I think the Splatling there just got a bit overexcited. Not overexcited, but like they just got antsy. They wanted something to happen, so they just went in, but that's what killed them. Disappointing.
Ooh,
Sad.
that is a wipe on the side of Cuddlefish Bay. Now Nightmares need to get specials, need to push up, need to get map control. This is a point in the game where you need to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes.
Let's see. We get see the K shot. They missed to the left. Are they going to be pushing in there? No, because the enemy team, Cuddlefish Bay, is just going to push in themselves, and they get a wipe. Cuddlefish Bay got a wipe on Nightmares.
Yeah, they're just trading wipes back and forth, and now again, Cuddlefish Bay, they're gonna be the ones pushing. They have 2 specials at the ready, just try to stuff Nightmares from getting anything going.
They're not pushing tower though. The fact they have the lead means they feel like they don't need to push tower, but that idea can be pretty dangerous because that 49 lead isn't exactly strong.
Yeah, it isn't until you get to the 3rd checkpoint you clear it. Are you comfortable not pushing? Since again, tower goes by really quickly. So if they do get a...
No, continue.
Yeah, as I was saying, Nightmares is going to push tower. One does fall on tower. He does go down as Nightmares trying to push tower. But again, Cuddlefish Bay just stuffing their attempts, trying to get 1v2 and doesn't win. Ooh, they're being stuffed. And either, again, pushing tower, but does go down. A jumper trying to get something going. He does get the pick, though.
That is very impressive. Well done.
And now Cuddlefish Bay on their back foot as Nightmares has turned the situation around from a 3 down to the enemy team being 3 down, and that's lead for Nightmares.
And with about 30 seconds on the clock, I don't know if Cuddlefish Bay is going to be able to take this out. They're going to have to do this quick. They're going to have to take control of the tower quick. They have to do it now.
Yeah, they need to get that wipe. They need to make sure. Oh, but they do go down. Nightmares, they do clear the third checkpoint. Now, they can just sit comfortably, but no, they're starting to push tower, and this might be KO.
This is going to be KO, and there we go.
Now, I wanna call out one moment there where the heavy jumped in and got a pick. That turned situation from a 3 down for Nightmares to a 3 down for Cuddlefish Bay. That really saved the game there.
They were, honestly, they were, what is it? I could tell Cuddlefish Bay was just trusting their K shot to get the jump, which I would do as well. Things happen like that. It's just unfortunate, but that one unfortunate incident led to Nightmares KOing.
Yeah, but other than that one incident, it was a pretty even game. But the one thing I do have to call out is that Cuddlefish Bay did not push tower when Nightmares went 3 down. They had the opportunity to just let tower sit in mid, which they only had a 6 or 7 point lead. That cost them in the end.
Well, okay, having a 6 or 7 point lead doesn't really matter. What mattered was that it was just at 49. It was like at the halfway point. That's an easy lead to take out. All they need is just one wipe, and they can just get lead off of that. It's just you can't really be complacent on tower, even if you were to get like a push to let's say 7 at your very first push. Even then, you can't be complacent. You still got to be pushing tower. Do you honestly think you can defend for like 4 minutes and 30 seconds for the rest of the entire game? I doubt it. You still need to be putting on that same pressure, and I don't think that's what Cuddlefish Bay was doing. They got complacent with that.
Yeah, Cuddlefish Bay, they got that short lead just before second checkpoint. Mind you, they did not get second checkpoint, so that short lead, and they were complacent, like you were saying. They just sat. They just let tower sit in mid, and then all it took was a 3 down situation for Cuddlefish Bay, and Nightmares just took it and ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're into our next map mode, Rainmaker on Humpback. Now, I will say this again, Rainmaker can be over in 30 seconds or 5 minutes.
I think on this map, it's gonna be, well, here's the thing. Nightmare Slayers tend to really like flanking. So I think there's a very good shot that this will end in 30 seconds. Because what might happen is, in the event that Nightmare gets they end up winning the mid fight, I expect that Nightmares is going to be pushing in through elbow, and then one of their Slayers is going to be on the flank.
Yeah.
As Cuddlefish Bay tries desperately to get their array, they're going to pop it, then they're going to get flanked, and then there's just going to be a knockout. That's what I think is going to happen if this were to be over in 30 seconds.
Well, we have to see if it's over in 30 seconds or 5 minutes as we are getting to the game. Beside Cuddlefish Bay, there is a not. They're now running a no backline comp, which is not bad on Rainmaker.
Yeah, but it is interesting to see both K-Pro and Not on the same team. 2 weapons that need help painting. So I think Nightmares is gonna have an easier time just taking control of the map rather than Cuddlefish Bay. And the Pro does get sniped.
Oh, nice shot by E-Leader, but I do want to call out another good snipe by that E-Leader. For Nightmares, they do have the ray spotting instead of the Booyah Bomb. So now, with that ray, Cuddlefish Bay, they have to be careful about when they push. They need to get the heavy down first, then they push.
Mm-hmm. Well, now let's see. The Octoshot is looking to flank. They're going to flank. I think they're going to take out both of them. They take out the Splatling, but the Rainmaker gets picked up on the side of Nightmares, but they don't get very far because of that one flank.
And that is a 2 down. But Cuddlefish Bay, they need mid control. With a Pro and Not, they don't have mid control. They don't have a lot of paint. They can kill very easily, yes, but without paint, those frontliners won't be able to do anything.
I think what they're doing is they're trying to dedicate like most of their paint over to the junior. However, that's not really what Junior has. A lot of paint, yes, but you're asking them to not only paint for your entire team, but also compete with the paint of the enemy's team. I don't really see the Octoshot like doing a lot of painting. I just see them doing a lot of like flanking and doing a lot of rushing. So I don't think they're going to be contributing a lot of paint to the team.
Nice sniper that you just try to stop the push. But as we see, they do. Ooh, Nightmares does get a flank on the Rainmaker. As now, Cuddlefish does have lead, but not a big lead. And on this map, that elbow could take you to at least 50 points.
Well, now let's see how things go over here, though, because like that is, you did mention that's not a very good lead. It can be taken away very easily, and yeah, I guess taken away just barely.
Yeah, but Cuddlefish Bay, they need to get neither team has gotten a solid push. They need to get 2 or 3 down, and then they need to push. Because right now, it's either a 4v4 where they push, or a 3v3 where they pushed. No team has a man advantage when they start to push.
And well, there we go.
Another lead change. Nightmares, both teams just trading lead back and forth. That is 3 down per side of Cuddlefish Bay. As Nightmares may take it to the right side or left side. They take it right, in fact. As they're trying to just...
I do notice something. There is no support on the side of Nightmares. They just have 2 Slayers and 2 backlines. Support, hey gang, let's go.
Yeah, but Nightmares maybe still looking for a push, but only a 3v3 with 2 backlines. Not a lot's gonna happen there.
No, not really. But I do think it's. Well, let me see. Was it the Splatling who grabbed? I think it was the Splatling who grabbed Rainmaker. That's probably the
Splatling who grabbed it.
Yeah, that's probably the best choice for this.
And, it's 1 point. Oh, will they get it? They don't get it.
No.
But the K shot or T-Tech here may be able to get a pick. He doesn't get an inkjet, trying to find a way in for his team. As there's another lead change. Nightmares does have the lead and maybe get a little push going, but the Nautilus just denies that right away. As he gets a double, maybe the triple, as one's very, very weak. It's 2 in the corner though.
They do.
He gets the triple.
But still, they got a fair amount of kills. They really helped stuff that push.
Yeah, they really did. But now, Cuddlefish Bay, they need to have mid control. They need to watch. They need to watch their flanks, because if they get flanked, that might be the game right there and then.
It honestly will be, because like if we look at the leads, it's nothing substantial. Like a 50 lead can still easily be taken away on this map. Yeah, I think we're gonna see it be taken away.
On here. Oh, he doesn't miss.
It's getting taken away.
That's a Junior just running to 27. Back and forth lead changes.
Now Nightmares just has like about 30 seconds to beat a 27 lead. It can happen. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, but see, this E-Leader does have the Rainmaker just trying to get something going. It has 2 down for his head of Nightmares, though. But this Rainmaker's just stuck in this corner here.
I think the E-Leader... No, the E-Leader's just being patient. Never mind, they're going in. Now they're dead.
Yeah, good job by the T-Tech on the side of Cuddlefish Bay, just sitting there, not letting him go. But now Nightmares needs to rush it. That is 1 down. That is 2 down. Oh, unfortunate.
Quite sad, but it was still impressive to see the Junior just take the Rainmaker and take it all the way to 27. That was very nice.
Yeah, you can't keep your eyes off the Rainmaker, because anytime that could happen.
You know,
as we see here for Cuddlefish Bay, they were outslaying Nightmares, so I think that's what led them to have that good of a push, where they were always 2 down. They were like 1 down. So it wasn't, at times, yes, at the beginning it was a 4v4, but as time went on, Nightmares just kept going down to where it was a 3v4 most of the time.
No, I personally think, well, I think that's all part of it, but I think another part of it is the fact that when the Junior was pushing, think about the specials that were going off at the time. There was an inkjet covering it, and there was a Booyah Bomb. Yes, there was like, I think 1 alive, 1 or 2 alive, I think. But even still, even if there was like a bunch of people alive, those 2 specials being popped at that time, the Booyah Bomb and the jet being activated at the locations they were meant that they Junior would have gotten a lot of points. They 100% would have gotten lead. They might not have necessarily gotten 27 if there was more people alive, but they would have gotten a fair lead. Like,
Yeah,
those are just
those two specials really cleared the path. It made they said that anyone there would just have to move, and it gave an open path for the Rainmaker just run right through.
All right, now let's see. Clams on Piranha. What is your opinion on this map?
This map is good for sloshers.
It is very good, but we haven't really
and-
been seeing a lot of sloshers.
Yeah. So my main is, where would the E leader go?
The E leader has two choices. Only one of them is really a great idea. You have the choice of going to the at the start. I mean, at the start, you have the choice of like going right or going to mid. If you go to mid, you have a fair amount of sightlines for the middle. You can't see what's happening on the left side, and even then, for the conveyors, you don't have a great sightline there. If you go right side, it's pretty easy to be rushed there. You're fighting and it would be better if you were like a Fire Fin or just a Splat Charger or whatever. But a leader can still go there. Never mind.
There's Octo Brush. Very unexpected. As now with only one backline, Nightmares can be more aggressive here.
Yeah. I am wondering though, is the brush going to be flanking a lot? Because like, if that's kind of the oh wait, no, I just realized. Okay, Nightmares actually has support now.
The Junior?
No.
Oh no, the end zap.
Yeah. There you go. I guess you don't hate supports after all. You only dislike them.
Yeah, Nightmares. Oh, the Cuddlefish Bay does go one down, so they're looking for chances. They just need to build clams, as both teams, they don't have power, but only have a couple clams extra. Now, to get a push started, you need, I would say, at least have 20 clams at the ready, so you can get a really good push going to start the game.
That was a pretty nice trade on the side of, I think it was Nightmares. They were having to fight a 1v2 and end up getting out with a trade. That's pretty nice.
There is an inkjet side of Cuddlefish Bay. He does slow down immediately, as now Nightmares and Cuddlefish Bay they're just in a neutral game. They're looking for a really solid pick or really good special to just get a good push going.
But yeah, okay, they get a pick. They have two specials. I think they need to be pushing now. Yeah, they popped the Booyah Bomb. The Jets should be popped soon. But
I think he's waiting for the armor. The Booyah Bomb does go down. Bubbles do come out for a head of Cuddlefish Bay. And now, again, Nightmares, they had the chance to get a push going and just didn't take it. They were too slow to react.
You mentioned they might have been waiting for the armor, but that was just not the right move. They had to go now. They had to go then. And waiting for that just meant that they lost their chance. That's at least my take on that.
Yeah, but as we see here, Cuddlefish Bay is being pushed back. They do get a score to 80, but that's not going to be a lot.
It's really not. It's just, yeah, it's just one ball. You can break that with like easy. It's easy. Let's see. But we do see that Cuddlefish Bay is. Oh, now it's 3-3. Now it's 3-3 with the Splatling soon respawning. There we go. That's okay. It's very. This mid fight is pretty interesting. It's pretty even. There's just trades going on right now. There's no picks.
There's no definitive.
There's three picks.
3 down. Nightmares need to move as quick as possible to capitalize on it. They do have two. They get 2 balls in, and this is kind of a good push.
All their clams is locked up in their inkjet. They can't push anymore. This is all they're gonna get. And yeah, there we go. The inkjet had to have thrown their at least like 1 or 2 clams out before they inkjetted, or at least just the rest of someone else in Nightmares had to just gone back and get clams. I think they were too focused on the Splatling.
Yeah. But as we see, the Junior does go down, but there's still 3 specials for the side of Cuddlefish Bay.
There are. So I do think that Cuddlefish Bay should be pushing in now. Actually, as you said, they have 3 specials. They can just get this done. Now they had an advantage there, but they're just sitting around, so they lost it. They're losing it.
Yeah.
Like, they have 4 specials now. but the other team has 2 specials they could use to defend with. They pop an armor thinking they can push, and they do push?
Yeah, that's 2 down for set of Cuddlefish Bay. 3 down, Nightmares. Their ball is... They're trying to get the push going, but the bubbles... You do get a pick, but not a lot.
No. They were wanting to bubble combo the, what is it? The Booyah Bomb, but no, it just didn't pan out.
Yeah, but as we see here, Nightmares, they do have the basket open, but Cuddlefish Bay just playing defensive. They're not allowing anything to come through.
Yeah, and it's just... Cuddlefish Bay is just being pretty... I think Nightmares are going to be using their specials better than Cuddlefish Bay. We're seeing situations where Cuddlefish Bay has like a special advantage, but they're not taking advantage of it. Either because they're waiting for someone else's special, or like trying to get a bigger advantage, or they're just waiting. They're just not taking opportunities, and I think that's going to be their downfall. But they do make push.
Get a ball in, but they don't have enough clams to get anything going.
They do have a pity, but it's not going to be enough. Even if that got in, it wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah, but that's 3 down for Cuddlefish Bay. As now, Nightmares need to play defensive. Yes, they should throw the clams off the map so Cuddlefish Bay has nothing to work with. But as we see, that might be game. It's not a ball, and that is going to be game.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. All right. Well, Milk is gonna take a little BRB, so I'll just be here for about like 2 minutes or so, just entertaining chat. All right, let's see. You know what? Why don't I take a look at chat? Let me see what's happening there. Little Squid League. There we go. "41 people watching." Well, hello everyone. Yeah, that is Rep Cuddlefish. Sad to see them lose, but they still have a good chance of like taking this back. Although they have to win 2 games, it's still possible. Like, this isn't impossible to come back from. We see Zones Sturgeon coming up next. We do know though, Nightmares comp happens to be really good on zones. So Nightmares might be just being their VC, just high-fiving themselves, thinking, we got a free win. But let's see if Cuddlefish Bay can make them eat their words. I certainly hope so. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of the double backline. What I'm seeing a lot of is I'm seeing positions where the splatting is, or the E-leader would also want to be, but they can't both be there because then they'd just be spammed out and then both die. Or not only that, but they just be covering the same positions. But they seem to be making it work despite my reservations. So who knows? Maybe Nightmares will make me eat my words and they'll end up winning LUTI Div 6, end up going to Div 5. That would certainly be interesting.
Who knows? It might. But luckily, they're playing my favorite map in the game. Sturgeon Shipyard is a great map for me. Zones is a little iffy for me personally, but I think Nightmares is going to have a very strong hold if they just get in.
Alright, so I will say, Zones at the Shipyard, a good charger goes a long way here, said by Felix the Splat. You are very right. A good charger can do really well here. But there is no charger.
Yeah, it looks like Nightmares is dropping the double backline comp in favor of a more aggressive comp. As I say that, Cuddlefish Bay does take that zone right away. As Nightmares just trying to get something going, they do get a pick, and they might get zone cap here. There's Roller trying to get a pick here on this Junior. Does not. Junior escapes, but Roller trying to get the pick. He does get it eventually, as Cuddlefish Bay do go 3 down.
I want to say the Roller really wanted that pick. They were chasing him to the ends of the earth.
Yeah, as we see, Nightmares doing what we said in the first 2 games. They are pushing up. They are making sure that Cuddlefish Bay cannot move. What a great Booyah Bomb placement. Gets a pick there, and this Heavy's just sitting here. They can't do anything as their feet's being painted by Nightmares.
Is Nightmares just gonna lock out Cuddlefish Bay? Actually, I don't think so. I think they're breaking out. They're breaking out.
Oh, this the three going to the top left. They maybe get something going, but it's heavy on their snipe. He does get a pick. Another rebound coming out. The bubbles are coming out too for Cuddlefish Bay, trying to do something here, but they don't pop at them time. They're off of the zone, and the roller gets another pick as Nightmares might just win the set.
I think they are. Like, if we look at what's happening right now, look at the positions. Yeah, Cuddlefish Bay, as soon as they finally got some kind of advantage, they were just out of time. They couldn't get to zone. And
Yeah,
that is
great.
it.
Good job by Nightmares doing what we've been saying. They are taking their advantage and just making and multiplying it. They're making sure that Cuddlefish Bay cannot move.
They just Nightmares just made sure they had when they got an opening, they just pushed in on it, despite the fact they're a double backline comp. Well, for this map mode they weren't. For this round they weren't. But just when they had an opening, their two Slayers made sure to actually just push in on that and just take that advantage. So well done on them.
Congratulations to Nightmares. They will be moving on to their semifinals game where they will be facing against Sorrow.
Well, and that's certainly going to be interesting. Well, that is going to be it from us. I am Lord Esper, and this is Milk. If you want to plug in your I don't know, Twitters or whatever, you can just do that for yourself, Milk.
You can follow me at Twitter, Sammy the Griller, capital S, capital T, capital G. And Esper, where can they find you?
At Lord Esper for Twitter, with only one R. And let's see.
So it looks like we are going to be rating Ink Zeta Cannon for a Div 3 LUTI set. So if you love Splatoon action, stay for the raid.
Watch. Oh yeah, right. You can also follow me on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Lord Esper. I do stream sometimes. Alright. See y'all.
We will see you later.